Your brain is rewarding you for doing nothing, not because you're lazy, but because you're human. So in the next 10 minutes, you're going to understand exactly why big goals stall, and you'll have 3 specific tools to break the loop today. Let's jump right into it. Section 1, the brain hack that's keeping you broke. In 2009, a psychologist named Peter Gollwitzer published research that reframed how we think about goals. What he found was this: when you announce a goal or even just mentally rehearse it, your brain releases dopamine, the same chemical it releases when you actually achieve something. There's a name for what this creates. It's called a premature sense of completion. Your brain marks the goal as partially done before you've taken a single real step, not metaphorically, neurologically. The reward fires early, and the urgency to act quickly drains away. Think about what this looked like for me. Every time I researched microphones or other equipment, that felt like progress. Every time I studied another creator's format or a thumbnail, that felt like progress. Every time I brainstormed a channel name, that felt like forward momentum. But none of it was. It was my brain collecting dopamine hits from a goal I hadn't actually started. Now, apply that to money. The moment you tell someone you're going to start investing, something shifts in your brain. The conversation itself, the intention, the declaration, the excitement produces a chemical response nearly identical to the one you'd get from actually opening that account. So you get the reward without doing the work, and the urgency disappears. Here's the cruel part of the math. The more excited you are about a goal, the more dopamine you get from talking about it, which means the people with the biggest dreams are often the most exposed to this trap. Ambition isn't the problem. The biology of our ambition is. This shows up in data on generational wealth as well. There's an estimated $124 trillion wealth transfer coming as older generations pass their assets to younger ones. A significant portion of millennials and Gen Z are mentally factoring in inheritances that haven't arrived and may never arrive at the level they expect. That anticipation functions exactly like goal announcement. The brain treats the imagined future money as partial progress, which makes the urgency to build real assets right now feel optional. It isn't optional. Every year of delay on a real financial decision, a 401k contribution, a Roth conversion, an automatic transfer that you set up, isn't just a missed opportunity, it's a compounding cost. Money that was invested at 28 doesn't just sit still, it disappears from your future quietly and permanently, because compound growth doesn't wait for you to feel ready. So now you know why the dream feels complete before the work starts. But knowing the trap exists doesn't automatically get you out of it. Here's what the neuroscience actually says to do. Section 2. The intention action gap and why willpower won't close it. Research on behavior change is pretty blunt about this. Intention predicts only 30 to 40% of actual behavior, which means most people who plan to change don't. Not because they're not serious, but because intention and action live in different parts of the brain, and wishing doesn't build the bridge between them. The common fixes people reach for, more motivation, a new accountability partner, a vision board, all operate at the wrong level. They feed the same dopamine loop instead of bypassing it. You feel re-inspired, you announce the new commitment, and the cycle just resets. The actual problem is a gap between the prefrontal cortex, where your intentions live, and the automatic systems that drive what you do every day. Willpower sits in the prefrontal cortex, and it's a finite resource. Every time you have to consciously decide to do the right thing, you're burning through it. And when it runs out, which it always does, the goal doesn't survive the week. Take a household pulling $100,000 a year in, 2 kids, and real financial goals. They know what to do: max out their Roth IRA, build a 3-month emergency fund, start investing in a taxable account. They've said it out loud, but they haven't done it. Not because they don't care, but because start investing is not a plan, it's a wish. And the brain doesn't execute wishes, it executes cues. Without a specific trigger attached to an intention, that intention just floats. And floating intentions get replaced by whatever feels most urgent in the moment. That's almost never the important thing though. It's almost always the immediate thing. This is where the research gets genuinely useful. There's a specific format that bypasses the decision-making bottleneck entirely, and it works because it has nothing to do with motivation. Now section 3, 3 tools that actually work. The first tool is called if-then planning, and it's the most researched-backed technique for closing the intention-action gap. The format is simple: if situation, then I specific action. That's it. But the simplicity is the point. What you're doing is pre-deciding the action so your brain doesn't have to make a choice in the moment. No willpower required, no motivation check, the cue fires, the behavior follows. Not, I'll start investing, that's a wish. Instead, if it's the first of the month and my paycheck hits, then I transfer $200 to my Roth IRA before I pay a single bill. Now the brain has a trigger. It knows exactly what to do and when to do it, and it doesn't need you to feel inspired. This is how this channel finally got started. Not with a better plan or new content calendar, with one sentence. Monday at 2 o'clock, I'm going to write scripts and record videos for the next 2 hours. That sentence by itself did more than years of research and planning out the perfect start to the channel. Write the if-then sentence right now before you even close this video. One sentence. Pick the goal you've been circling and give it a trigger. If situation, then I specific action. The second tool sounds almost too simple, but the data backs it up. Stop announcing the goal. Stop posting about it. Stop telling people what you're going to do. Every time someone says, "That's amazing, good for you," your brain collects a dopamine hit that you didn't earn, and it costs you real action. The acknowledgement substitutes for the work. Track your progress privately. A journal, a notes app, a spreadsheet that no one else sees. The scoreboard is for you. When the wins are real, when you actually open the account, actually make the transfer, actually do the thing, then the dopamine you get is earned. That's the kind that builds momentum instead of draining it. The third tool is where the $100,000 household we talked about turns the corner. It's called the 15-minute starter rep, and the rule is simple. Make the first action so small the brain has no reason to resist it. Week 1, 15 minutes to log into the 401k portal and raise the contribution by 1%. Not 10, 1. Week 2, 15 minutes to open a Roth IRA. Don't fund it yet, just open it. The account exists now. There's a step that's been taken. Week 3, set up a $50 automatic transfer. $50. The amount isn't the point, the habit is. What's happening neurologically is that small, real wins release dopamine from actual progress. That replaces the false dopamine from planning, and it starts building a feedback loop that runs in the right direction. Momentum is not a metaphor. It's a measurable shift in how the brain prioritizes the next action. The first video I posted on this channel isn't the best video I'm going to create. It didn't have the best script, the best editing, or the best animations, but the action broke the loop. Video 2 is better. This video is even better. None of that progress exists without the first one, and the first one only happened because an action was small enough to actually start. Every week of real action compounds. The same math that makes delayed investing so costly works in reverse when you start moving. In conclusion, your brain isn't broken. It's running the exact program it was built to run. Reward anticipation, conserve effort, and repeat. The problem is that program was designed for survival, not wealth building. Your job is to stop feeding it fake wins and start giving it real ones, one little step at a time. Use these 3 tools, if-then plans that give your intentions a trigger. Keep the goal quiet so the credit goes to the action, not the announcement. And build the 15-minute starter rep so the first move is too small to skip. Here's the challenge. Pick one financial goal you've been planning for more than 30 days. Write one if-then sentence for it right now before this video ends. Not a vision board, just one sentence on a piece of paper. I hope you found this helpful. Don't forget to subscribe, and we'll see you in the next video.